Okay, let me tell you, there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX marathon yesterday when it came to, the X Call of Duty. Yes, I did, watch all of GX, back when I was at a group home. Literally, in the middle of my job at John's Incredible Pizza in Fanmade, there was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Now, what this is for is that this is for, acts of regulation, because I actually became, the real version of Zane. And, he is the biggest character in Yu-Gi-Oh! And, the problem with that, back when I had the reality show, back, Grandma and Uncle Tommy was all in there, including, Chris Giovanni, is that, he was the strongest character that everybody wanted Foundation with training for the group home. So group home went like this, okay? Everybody wanted to be obvious blue. They wanted to be blue, everybody wanted to imitate, the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX characters, but the main thing about that, the principle of this video is that became mainstream, because Ludacris is, Zane. He's on the same level as Zane. And, the biggest part about that is when you finish the series, this is the biggest part, it is what it is. It's no exaggeration. Literally, I told you that in the reality show. When you finish GX, literally, it's done. Done data. Then why does this make it special? First off, really, I was catching Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 episodes. I had Mirage's that, Chip, was watching the episodes over and over again while taking care of his daughter. And this is a big revelation for my child, because what happened was the shit on the PS5, Pluto TV, had a marathon of, every single Yu-Gi-Oh! So what happened, was Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, is the special one that I like. It's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it has multiverse theory, okay? Literally, it has, Alexis in there, which I still haven't seen. And if I spoil it, I don't know what will happen, And, cut the chase. This is what I know about NASA. NASA made every single show subjective, where it came to, 2015. That means if some other people watch it, literally, they view something differently, an entire different, graphic is displayed. And they did that with Full Metal Alchemist. I remember, Robert telling me one time, really, the first episode of, Brotherhood on Netflix is not the real episode. That means, NASA is targeting you and seeing what humans will resort to, but they're not humans themselves, okay? Homunculus boosted, okay? So anyway, this is how the shit went down. Now, how you remember, GX is that I reminisced on, the time that I was watching, the Jesse battle with bitches with Zane. Okay, so here's how it went. Literally, I abridged a couple, episodes of GX. So how did I, catch every single episode that was good? So first off, I caught off, when they left half off with Zane and Jaden, when they had the tournament, with Zane and Jay and Tide. I caught that on Pluto TV first thing, okay? Literally, what I did was there are several arcs in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. There's the beginning where they're fighting with Crawler, literally what comes in a Night Shadow Raid, literally, there's a second arc with Sartorius, literally, that could be a Mandela, literally, because as we fucking agree that Yu-Gi-Oh! GX ended in a cave and nobody knew on Cartoon Network. So, in doing so, where it comes to extra continuity, what I did was I got every single good episode of Zane, literally all the way to the point where we see Chaz and White in the Society of Light, okay? So, the second thing that I got, literally, was I saw the ending of season 1, and the next one, the very next episode has Aster Phoenix, okay? So this is all Pluto TV, by the way. I already watched the whole series of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So, when it came to the next episode, after Aster Phoenix, literally, there's one that refers to my family, where Eric and everybody, where he faces off against Zane. Aster faces off against Zane, and he whoops his ass, and Zane has a losing streak back when he joins the Pro Duelist. Now, it's not connected to my mom in any way, shape, or form, because the thing with Zane is I am, losing to my mom, but not in that context, because what ends up happening is that Zane becomes bad. Zane becomes a bad guy. He gets possessed by evil. I already told you, my bad guy tokens are all used up. One more time, you're not gonna give me the same treatment as white people, okay? That's the first thing. Okay, so I need to wrap this up, because what happened on Pluto TV was I got the Zane episode, literally, where he turned evil, literally, where he fought, Council Separate. It looks just like Alberto and Stalin Showdown, okay? Literally, that game Mirage, literally, that's gonna be a second timeline. Literally, oh, you're gonna be with Alberto ain't shit. The second timeline is very fucking stupid, because the whole thing looks like fucking Runa. And, there's a problem with that, because the whole world was diverse, literally, and, it does have more proportion. The reason why the first one is better, because all proportion was at once. So, before I continue, what is Zack Storm? Zack Storm, literally, if you go back in time, literally, is a show on Cartoon Network that's bad. Now, Andre says it's bad, literally, in order, to enforce it, he's supposed to Edward a low rating. Literally, has a catchy theme song that has everything. So, anyway, back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, so I catch you literally fucking, when Chad says the almighty, scheme of, exit making when he's up against Blair. You know, and Blair has a country accent that I didn't notice before. Literally, I noticed everything, literally. And I even got the episode where Alexis was evil that I used against Robert for the reality show where he blew something up and then landed on a laser, okay? So we got those episodes, we caught all the Sartoriuses, and there was one fucking episode, literally, where Hasselberry says, the winner of everybody was me. Literally, fucking, I don't care if some people caught it, but, in reality, so what ended up happening is I ended up watching that last season, literally, where Jesse and Zane even had to do. I caught every single good episode, just to sum it up, literally, when Jesse was about to get, lost to Jaden, when Jaden was about to beat him, literally, we get, I can't finish it because I was about to die. My blood vessels, literally, it's not the graphics of the cartoon. It's the fact that literally you're about to die, which is what some people actually die for, to be a celebrity, okay? So what happens, literally, is, fucking, that's the end of GX, the last episode of GX. So I told myself, literally, just catch the last episode, but I was about to die. So fucking, I turned it off, and guess what happens, literally, when I wake up the next morning? They play Vrains. So, in doing so, we end up having a whole bunch of mistakes. I told Lily during that morning, Lily, fucking, let's fucking actually wake up at 5:30 and take out CeeLo. Lily, and then, when it came to sucking on a titty, that was the only fucking good part. Lily, in a new fucking show, Lily, 4.5 Friends. Lily, I knew the whole story. Lily, let me tell you a story about that. Lily, they snuck in, standard, Lily, the main character looks just like Jordan. Lily actually fucking got where a guy more muscular when he asked her out, Lily, and the first guy actually got way more success. And what ends up happening is he tries to reinforce standard, which is slightly ugly. You know, and that's the true fucking story. You know, it's the same shit with Zach Storm. Zach Storm, Lily, the girl with purple hair, did point after point. Lily did more points than fucking Reese, more points than fucking Tyrone and shit. He's like, oh, the dancing just gets better, literally, and fucking destroys Zach's fucking world. And then he complains his mom, oh, I did worse than your dad. All that shit's happening all the way to her forehead. She kept on listening to this is fucking true. Now, one thing, you know, now we got that out the way, I made a whole bunch of fucking mistakes. Literally, I had 2 fucking balls of body ross. Literally, so I put it for Jane and Zessing. And one more thing, literally, with the feelers, it looks like, you know, Zane almost got his ass whooped, because if you remember the duel, literally Jesse went up, literally fucking 3,000 life points, literally after he played that one card, literally. So it looks like, you know, after Zane, because originally Jesse's life points, you know, were 200, literally, and all the way up to the point where fucking Zane, you know, couldn't get any more life points. So guess what happened? Literally, even though with frequency they're fucking even because they kept on, you know, making stronger monsters. What happened was, you know, because Jesse almost had, you know, 400 life points, because that's what you have at the beginning, I almost thought that Zane got his ass kicked. If he didn't, outsmart Jesse, okay? Literally, so what I did was I looked at a Yu-Gi-Oh video about if Zane was going to win, which means that you're an advanced Yu-Gi-Oh player. That's what I was connected to. You being a little kid watching as an adult, a main villain whooping everybody's ass. That's what I was doing, okay? It's true. It's very fucking true. Literally, that's still using logic. That's combining all logic, including when you're a little kid. Now, let's continue on, literally, to this fucking bullshit where it comes to socializing, literally, where I've never had, you know, a friend, you know, on a moderate fucking level. Let's get to a point where I was suicided by a mom. Literally, and it starts off with fucking freshman. Your freshman year was too good. You had way too many people all over you, but not moderation. To a point, literally, because they pretend that I don't have a social problem because I'm content today, literally, and we're gonna get, you know, to the other part of this video in a minute. So, what they literally fucking get to, literally, is when you're popular like that, people plot and scheme. Like I told you, literally, they don't care about you, they care not to get a gang to kill you, alright? So what happens, literally, we're freshmen, literally, fucking just like Omar, literally, they fucking trampled, literally, on his not being able to have physical strength, this and that. That's what happens when you're a freshman. That's a spell, literally, not just an American, that's a spell. Literally, fucking, they make you unbelievably popular on TV, make you match people on A2, and then they turn your report, literally, for the 4 order years, all the way to the point where you attack your mom, literally, where your mom's curling iron, this and that. So I'm gonna get to a more critical point to this video, because they pretend that I don't have a medical condition because of my lack of emphasis, and because every time I complain, I only said I wanted the for people, which comes, we already know, from gang and T. But what's more to that? What's more to that is that you're not willing to commit suicide big enough, and that scar on your arm is actually selfish compared to your whole head, okay? So where that comes from is that, like, you didn't try hard enough to make friends in all reality. That's what, and when people get higher and popular, literally all that shit, what they double imply with, okay? So, in doing so, because you didn't try too hard, or because you tried just enough, they actually caught pathetic, literally, until your eyeballs pop out, I don't want to see you complain about being popular. That's one part. And the other part is stop attacking me for having concrete female validation, for females being all over you, literally, for liking you for what you are, literally, well, you know what does revolves around my looks. And the same reason why it does revolves around my looks is why I respect people like Coach Red Pill, Geekdom 101, and everybody, okay? It's true. It's very true. Literally, the fact that I have concrete female validation comes from girls being full of shit. Okay? It doesn't come from me. It doesn't come from my fucking skill, Lily. They don't ever want to compare it, Lily, to a fucking skateboard you have to compete with in the fucking league. They don't want to do that. Lily, it comes from girls being full of shit, Lily, want things like ponies, this, and that. And when I say let it come to you and I'll fucking turn the fucking whole world apart, Lily, it destroys the psyche, because that's what they want. They want a guy who's full of shit. A fucking David Hasselhoff, a fucking perfect fucking prince. Lily, but what I gave them is a fucking thug like Snoop Dogg. I told him over and over again. When I hit you like Tyrese, you can't hit from back in the days where I had a squeaky voice, Lily, where I couldn't do anything. It's bullshit. And that's the main fucking problem. They want to go back to the days, this, and that. And literally, I act physically, but in a situation where they boast us up over and over again, I don't care, and I need to reinforce something. This is Tyrese. This isn't a normal person, okay? And you need to, understand that through and through. Because, what you're trying to realize is that, people aren't fucking perfect, literally. And the same reason why a woman expect you to be perfect, beyond death, is why they're fucking dead, You can't rely on, shit like that. But let's remember, literally, the reason why that happens is because they're too fucking facade, literally. And reach for filter fantasy. If men put their fucking foot down right then and there, literally say, what are you gonna get from me? Women won't have this power in America, and they never fucking will, okay? This is fucking true, literally. And one more thing you have to recognize is, why do you fucking listen to other gang members other than me? I literally gave Mirage and Nikki, why I told you to play out society, no emphasis? Literally, they were so fucking wrong. Literally, in the future, she tells people to play out society, no emphasis, in bits and pieces. Literally, but says it like a gang in concrete style. Literally, and that's why, literally, I gave up on Crip. I gave up on gangs, because they tell you to choose between your style and your life. Literally, if you don't think it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen eventually. And you best believe it's gonna happen tomorrow, okay? Literally, but why listen to me? Why I was a gang member of Concrete? Literally, because I was in the radio. I was a mainstream rapper. And you don't fucking get that. You're fucking so out of your fucking world. Think I'm not Crip, think I'm not gangster, think I'm not hard. All the way to a point where I wasn't one of the main fucking rappers like Sneak Double G, Busta Rhymes and them. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it at all. And that's why people don't forget. Of course he's got Kennedy Ball Boss. Of course, literally, that's how they come at me. Not only does he do the whole black room with one line, literally, potentially puts him in a place where you go extravagant fucking places. Literally, he knows the rule of the system. Literally, he knows every action as a reaction. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Grow up with a new version of Timothy Delgado.